In a country where women make up half the population, only 2.7% of Senate seats and 4.7% of House of Representatives seats are held by women. In 15 states, there isn't a single woman in the legislature. On April 30th, 2025, Stand to End Rape initiative STER, with support from the German embassy, brought voices together in Abuja to demand change. This is the movement to pass the Special Seats Bill, because democracy without women isn't democracy.
Today we convene not just to discuss policy, but to confront a persistent imbalance that undermines the very fabric of our representative democracy in Nigeria.
As the former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon once said, strengthening women is not the right thing to do. It is the smart thing to do.
A lot of people don't believe in female participation.
We have engaged in different parliaments within Africa and across Africa. And we discovered that women have special seats in the parliament.
There is no better time than now to have these conversations.
We know from experience, both from our own journey and from international best practices, that societies function better when they harness the talents and perspectives of all their citizens, men and women alike.
Once the mother is not there, just for probably 3 days, the whole house will be upside down. Am I correct?
What we normally do as a traditional ruler is to pray. Secondly, we bless them. Thirdly, we support them.
It has been underscored that women population in Nigeria is about 50%. And we've been told that only 3.6% of women represent us in the Senate and 4.7 seats in the House of Representatives. I want to state that this persistent exclusion is not accidental. It is rooted in systematic, structural, cultural, and institutional barriers that have developed over decades.
Elected positions, we have less than 10% being occupied by women. And in a country that we say we are pace setters and we have less than 10% across board, then it is worrisome.
Let the National Assembly know that indeed this is what you want, especially the women. But it should not just end there, because we are talking about the alteration of the 1999 Constitution. It will not just end in National Assembly. The advocacy must trickle down to the state houses of assembly, because they must agree with what we do in Abuja for it to become a law that you will capitalize on to ventilate your desires in political inclusion.
In a country where more than half of the population, or nearly half of the population, are women, they occupy only 3.6% of the Senate seats and 4.7% in the House of Representatives. And I can tell you, in 15 Nigerian states, there is no single woman in the State Assembly. This is not acceptable.
I am very proud to see that we make a stand, to see that women are indeed represented. Being a grassroots politician, we go out there to campaign, you look for your women leaders. The women tend to be the ones that come out to vote and stand by their votes.
The discussion about gender or gendered representation should be about not just a representation, but the ability to represent. You don't want people who will get into such positions, and when they are required to perform, they fall short, because it then defeats the purpose of asking for that representation.
The issue of competency, like my sister said, it shouldn't arise at all. It shouldn't arise. We don't even want to stay here now and start counting and start naming names. We know people who have been there, have never sponsored one bill. They've never even held a microphone. In every community, village, there is this woman that everybody looks up to. Mama this, mama that. And then that mama galvanizes women. And I'm telling you, if they make sure a woman will be a local government chairman, or they can be councillors.
It has been constant for quite some time now that even if the male figures are slightly larger than that of female, we have a good number of women in our country. How then do we think that it makes sense that we have men who continue to go there? They will tell you, yes, we are representing you. How do you represent me when you don't even have the slightest idea what my biological and other peculiarities are? How do you represent me when you don't even understand the challenges that I face because of traditional, cultural, religious, and other biases? How do you understand that?
2023 McKinsey report revealed that companies with strong women or female networks outperform their competitors by a whopping 25%.
With education, we can fight this battle as well, and we're fighting it through education. I can never, ever, for the life of me, be against the female gender. You know, my mom married at 17, and she's a professor today. My dad trained her all through her school, and he's a professor. He is also a professor. He did not say, because I want to become a professor, I don't want you to come and be a professor with me. So if I see that, and my children can see that, the level of education that we're going to give people is going to also increase. So it's a battle we're going to fight from all corners. It's not just from one way.
A woman will want to sit and ensure that the home is safe. When I am teaching, sometimes I say, they usually believe that we will die before them. And so they will always want us, pressure us to do what is right so that behind us, there will be peace in your home. In the same way, if you carry it into the national realm, you will discover that if they are there, the contributions they will make will be such that will help our nation even in the future. Because they think of the children, they think of the future.
Religious leader in their teachings, in their preaching, in the awareness campaign, they will emphasize the issue of equity so that everybody have opportunity.
Sensitization is not left for anybody in particular, you know? If you're in an environment where people see you as a leader can be anybody. You're in a position to talk to people. You're in a position to tell them about diversity.
The conversation should be deepened beyond these points. Everyone have their own flow and places of influences. Let us work on them and trust that we'll get the kind of society that will benefit from both the men and the women.
The future of Nigeria depends on inclusive leadership. Let's make space. Let's make history. Sign the petition today, share the message, join the movement.